Greetings, warriors! My name's Pretty, and we got another Resplendent to review. Yeah, I'm excited. Where did this month go? I honestly don't know. If you guys haven't seen my last videos, please do check them out. They are the project that I have been mentioning, that I've been working on for a very long time, and it is a fan banner I made. So please go ahead and check those videos out. It would mean a lot to me if you do. But yeah, let's, do our usual spiel on Resplendence and dive on in. So if you haven't seen previous Resplendent reviews, what I do is, one, I talk about the character's new design and how well it fits into their new world. Two, I talk about the character's personality and see if it fits a general theming of what characters represent in that world. And three, we talk about my opinions. With all of that out of the way, we shall dive into Resplendent Ishtar. Alright, before we actually, show off Ishtar, we got my design aesthetic for, the Land of the Giants. I think it's called Jotunheimer. If I am wrong, I apologize. Pronunciation is not my strong suit. But I want to show this off so that you guys can be in the general same mindset that I am when I'm talking about the characters' designs. Of course, these aren't 100% correct, but, I try my best. Alright, so, Ishtar. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting Ishtar, to be honest, but I'm happy it's Ishtar. But I have so much to say about her art, but I'm going to try to save that for my opinions. But okay, let's talk about her actual design. One, she has a long cape. She has a very, very long cape, and I like that. And it's red too, so it matches the other capes. She doesn't have quote-unquote minimal clothing, but I think that's okay because she's definitely showing off her bare legs, her bare chest, and it kind of evokes the vibe of wearing minimal-ish clothing. This is something you'd see at a gala, in modern day kind of thing, something very fancy. She doesn't necessarily have headgear as the princesses do, but she's got a nice metal crown up on her ponytail, which I consider it counts. She doesn't have the big chunky gloves like others do in Jotunheimer, but that's chalked up to her original design really not having them, so that's fine. She's wearing sandals, big plus, and she does have minimal patterns on her body that more evoke the style of what Jotunheimer people wear. And she has a choker too, because in her original design, she did have a choker, yes. But I love what they did with taking her original, chest piece that was ornate and all delicate and turning it into straps. I think that's a very nice touch that they did. As for other noteworthy things, her metal color is very in line with the silvery color that the princesses have, which is really good because I like that. And I like that she doesn't have random orange from out of nowhere like Amelia. So overall, I do really like her design. Some other small tidbits that I think are really interesting that tie her very well into Jotunheimer's design is her large shoulder pieces kind of evoke more of the birds that you see the princesses have, because it's kind of comforting her. You know how the birds look like they're comforting or enclosing, their wings are closed in. I can't talk, guys. I can't talk. But the only thing I wish that they would have taken away is these little weird straps coming off of her her cloak. I don't personally like them. They look a little funky. It feels like they're out of place. And did her original design have that? Hold on. So yeah, her original design didn't have that. I don't know why they just randomly added it, because there's not really tassels in Jotunheimer. I think that's the only bad thing about the design, in my opinion. Everything else is top tier designing, in my opinion. So I'm gonna have to give her a 9.5 out of 10. I just wish she didn't have those weird tassels. Those weird tassels just don't do anything for me. Now let's dive into her personality, I am just reading her personality off of the Fire Emblem wiki, so slight spoiler warning if you have not played Genealogy of the Holy War. If you want to skip spoilers, there's a timestamp below me right now that will take you to when I'm done being spoilery. So let's go, shall we? Ishtar has a complex personality and appears to be torn between duty and desire. Although she is a major antagonist, she is a kind and caring woman who is not cruel or ruthless in the least. Because of this, she is viewed positively by the people of the FEH region. Despite her undying loyalty to Julius, she is willing to defy his will behind his back, as seen when she helps the children who were captured in the child hunts. Despite her lack of personal disdain towards them, Ishtar remains persistent in fighting against Seleth. Her love for Julius and her family are major factors that prevent her from defecting to the Liberation Army, despite Tyne's efforts to convince her. As confirmed in Heroes, Ishtar deeply regrets staying with Julius and knows what she's doing is wrong. Okay, there are a few possible reasons as to why Ishtar sides with Julius during genealogy. Either she loves Julius and hopes she can change him, or fears Julius's power and doesn't defect due to her fear. Whilst neither of these theories are confirmed, they both have some validity. However, she never openly says she wished she could have fought against the Empire. So, as this is the second Jotunheimer Resplendent, it's kind of hard to definitively say if there is a trend going on with other characters that have a lot more, designs with them. But comparing Amelia and Ishtar, both of them have some similarities that I'm going to kind of tie into Jotunheimer a little bit. So both of them are rather polite. They are both rather kind, but they both have a very strong will. Like, they both seem very much of like, I will do what I want to do when I want to do it. So I think that's kind of the general theme of being self-confident. Again, this is hard to say because there's not more Jotunheimer Resplendents and characters, so it's very much a giant question, a big theory. Please comment below if you have any guesses on what you could feel as what theme Jotunheimer has going on. But for now, I'm going to hesitantly say that it's self-confidence. And for that, I mean, Ishtar fits. So I'll have to give her a 10 out of 10. That can change in the future if, as we get more characters in as Resplendents. And if it does change, I don't know. I can't see the future, guys. I obviously can't. But that's tentatively what it's going to be for now. And finally, my thoughts. I am happy it's Ishtar because I do have an Ishtar. Like, she used to be one of my blue mages that I would use all the time in the beginning years. So I love what they did with her. I think the art is stunning. Personally, I'm a little biased towards Kenmei's Resplendent of Ishtar. Just a little biased, but I think it's a gorgeous Resplendent. I definitely think it makes up for the previous one, if you have heard me talk about that, But I definitely think it's a huge upgrade for Ishtar and a very good kind of pull for, FEH Pass. I am excited to use her with her extra stats. I can't wait to use this beautiful art, and I love it. I think also reducing her color palette is such a beautiful effect with her, because originally her color palette was a lot of purple, a lot of black, a lot of gold, and I feel like reducing it down to just simple colors for her, simple design, or well, not simple design, but like, less, less going on. I can't really describe it very well, but you guys can understand what I'm saying, right? Like, this looks more cohesive, I guess is the best way of putting it. Like, Ishtar's shoulder pads in her original design are so weird to me. They look so off. Like, in her genealogy art, it looks great. They're just big shoulder pads. But in her heroes art, they're just like chunky and weirdly shaped. But I'm very, very pleased that she has such a beautiful art, has a beautiful design, and I think I'm gonna have to give her another 9.5. And it's because I don't like those tassels. Those tassels are so weird to me. If they were just gone, like, this would be amazing. Oh, one quick thing before I forget. Totally didn't forget in my first recording, and not re-recording something so that I can put this in. But, now that I actually have the tier list, or tier maker list of the Resplendents, in my opinion, all set up, I figure that at the end of my Resplendent reviews, I should take a moment and, you know, put them on the tier that they belong to, in my opinion. So for Ishtar, I think I'm gonna have to put her in S tier because it just looks really, really nice. And I love the art quality, I love the design. I just wish those stupid tassels weren't on her. But as for where in S tier, definitely not the top 3, I don't think. Question is, do I like her more than Sonia? Do I like her more than Sonia's Resplendent? No, I think she's gonna go in between Sonia and Crom. I think so. Because she didn't go as hard as Sonia's did. Because Sonia's actual outfit, like, was altered. And that makes me incredibly happy. But it is better than Crom's. Just not better than Sonia's. So yeah, she's gonna go in between those two. Where would she fit on your tier list? Let me know. Well, that's pretty much it. Pretty simple, pretty easy. No screaming or age-induced. What do you guys think of Ishtar's Resplendent? Are you going to get FEH Pass just for her? Because if I wasn't already subscribed to FEH Pass, I would subscribe for Ishtar because, oh my god, that's beautiful. What do you think the Jotunheimer theme is? Am I even saying that word right? Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. Keep fighting your battles, and I will see you next time. Toodaloo!